Hello, ladies and gentlemen. In the tech world, nothing stays static for long. The industry is a fast moving juggernaut where the giants once who rule the landscape can quickly fade into irrelevance, often by failing to adapt to emerging technological shifts. This is not a new phenomenon. We have seen it countless times. Massive companies that once dominated the entire markets only to find themselves overtaken by smaller, nimbler competitors. History has a tendency to repeat itself, and as we approach 2025, Apple, the world's largest tech company, finds itself in a rare and precarious position, playing catch up in one of the most transformative technological shifts of our times, that is, artificial intelligence. Next section is Apple Unquestioned Dominance. For over a decade, Apple has sat at the pinnacle of the tech world. With a market cap north of around $3 million, an unmatched ecosystem, and an unrelenting focus on design and user experience, Apple has come to symbolize the gold standard for consumer technology. From iPhones to iPad, the Mac to Apple Watch, Apple has shaped the way we think about personal devices. It's a company that thrives on brand loyalty with millions of fans who eagerly await every new product release. But as impressive as Apple dominance has been, there is a growing sense that company is at a crossroads, struggling with the very thing that made it so successful in the first place, its ecosystem. Apple has always prided itself on maintaining tight control over its hardware and software, creating a seamless user experience. But in the world of artificial intelligence, the control might be its Achilles heel. The AI explosion. Artificial intelligence is the defining technological shift of our time. The concept of AI has been around for decades, but only in recent years have we seen AI truly come to the forefront of consumer tech. Over the past 2 or 3 years, AI has gone from being a niche concept discussed by researchers to a mainstream, consumer facing phenomenon. With the rise of generative AI, large language models, and personalized machine learning, AI is now embedded in everything from search engines to productive apps, chatbots, creative tools, and even entire operating systems. The last few years have been staggering pace of innovation in AI with Microsoft, Google, and OpenAI leading the charge. Microsoft's integration of AI across its Office suite, Google's AI-powered search and assistance tools, and OpenAI groundbreaking ChatGPT are just a few examples of how AI is transforming the way we interact with technology. These companies have adopted AI as a core component of their business models, integrating it nearly every product they offer. In contrast, Apple, long known for its tight-knit, insular approach, has remained conspicuously quiet. Siri, once hailed as a pioneer in the voice assistant space, now lags far behind in the likes of Google Assistant and Amazon's Alexa. While Apple has made some moves into AI with its core ML platform and has introduced various machine learning tools for developers, its overall approach to AI seems fragmented and hesitant. The next section, the decline of Siri, a microcosm of Apple's struggles. One of the clearest indicators of Apple's AI is the decline of Siri. When Siri was first introduced in 2011, it was seen as a groundbreaking advancement in AI and voice recognition technology. At the time, voice assistants were a novelty, and Siri positioned Apple as a leader in the field. However, in the years since, Siri has not kept pace with its competitors. Google Assistant and Amazon's Alexa have both outpaced Siri in terms of functionality, accuracy, and integration with other devices. Siri feels in comparison rigid and outdated. Apple's inability to effectively update Siri or integrate more advanced AI into its devices is a reflection of a larger issue. While Apple has excelled in hardware innovation, it has struggled to make a significant advance in AI. This becomes all more apparent when we look at how other tech giants have seamlessly integrated AI into their ecosystems. Google, for instance, has made AI a central pillar of its business model, with Google Assistant playing a key role in its broader strategy. Similarly, Apple's Similarly, Microsoft has embedded AI into every facet of its offerings, from Azure Cloud Services to Microsoft 365, creating an integrated environment where AI is central to user experience. Next section, Apple's walled garden, a double-edged sword. One of the Apple's most defining characteristics has been its famously walled garden approach, where the company tightly controls its hardware, software, and ecosystem. This has allowed Apple to deliver a high-quality, consistent user experience and ensuring that all the devices and services work together seamlessly. However, in an era where AI is at the forefront, Apple walled garden might become a liability. AI is a technology that thrives on openness, collaboration, and integration with a wide variety of platforms and services. It is no surprise that companies like Microsoft and Google, who have long embraced open ecosystems, have been able to innovate more rapidly in the AI space. Apple, by contrast, has built its empire on exclusivity, and that model may not work as effectively when it comes to AI. The rapid evolution of AI requires constant iteration, collaboration, and openness to experimentation, all things that run counter to Apple's typical approach. To remain relevant in the AI race, Apple must find a balance its brand values with the demands of AI-driven future. Can it maintain its iconic user experience while opening up its ecosystem to allow AI to flourish in a way that feels natural and seamless? Or will Apple's desire for control prevent it integrating AI into its ecosystem at the level of competitors have? Next section, the ghosts of tech giants past. Apple is far from the first tech giant to struggle with an emerging technology. In fact, history is littered with examples of once dominated companies that failed to adapt in the shifts of technological landscape. Perhaps the most well-known example is BlackBerry, which dominated the smartphone market in the early 2000s. BlackBerry's focus on secure email and business communication made it go to the choice for corporate executives. However, when the iPhone was introduced in 2007, BlackBerry failed to see the potential of the touchscreen smart revolution. By the time BlackBerry pivoted to touchscreens and apps, Apple had already established itself as the dominant force in the smartphone market. Similarly, Nokia, once the world leader in mobile phones, missed the rise of smartphones within app ecosystems. The company continued to focus on feature phone even as the smart revolution took off. By the time Nokia embraced the idea of a smartphone, Apple and Android were already entrenched and it was too late to catch up. Even IBM, once the king of computing, found itself on the sidelines as the personal computers became ubiquitous in the 1980s. IBM, which had focused on mainframe computing, struggled to adjust its business model to accommodate the shift towards personal computing. As a result, companies like Microsoft and Apple overtook IBM and the company eventually retreated from the consumer market. Apple is facing similar crossroads. The rise of AI represents a fundamental shift in how technology works, and if Apple fails to adapt, it risks becoming the next cautionary tale in the tech world. Next section, the future of Apple. Can it adapt? Despite the challenges it faces, it would be premature to count Apple out. The company has a long history of surprising the tech world with its ability to adapt and innovate. When Apple entered smart market, many analysts doubted the company's ability to succeed. Yet, with the Apple Watch, Apple quickly became the dominant player. Similarly, when Apple released AirPods, it revolutionized the wireless earbud market. But AI is different. It's not just another product category. It's a fundamental shift in how we interact with technology. For Apple to succeed in the age of AI, it will need to embrace this shift in a way that doesn't compromise its brand value or user experience. That could mean rethinking its approach to software, hardware, or services. It might involve opening up its ecosystem to allow greater integration with AI-powered products and services. It could even mean partnering with other companies or acquiring AI startups to accelerate its progress. One thing is clear, the next few years will be critical for Apple. If it can successfully integrate AI into its ecosystem while staying true to its brand, it could remain at the forefront of the tech world. But if it doesn't, it could be the next victim of the rapid pace of technological change. In the end, Apple's ability to adapt will determine whether it becomes the next BlackBerry or continue to shape the future of the world. The pressure is on and the history is watching. Thank you so much for watching the video and see you in the next video. Thank you.